everyone, and welcome to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you as we talk some Fort Hays State football with head coach Chris Brown. We're at Horizon Appliance, Electronics, and Mattress. Jacob Mazzara throws on first down to Harley Hazelett. Hazelett into the clear at the 35, turns the Jets to the 40, breaks a tackle on midfield. Here he goes. 10-5. It is a touchdown on the first play of the game. 6-0.
It's time for Tiger Talk on the Tiger Sports Network. Presented by Horizon Appliance and Mattress. The lowest prices on kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, and accessories. And most importantly, mattresses. Open 7 days a week at 1501 East 27th in Hays. Horizon Appliance and Mattress. Tiger Talk is also brought to you by these premier Tiger sponsors. Golden Belt Bank of Hays and Ellis, the Hays Med Orthopedic Institute, part of the University of Kansas Health System, the Certified Public Accountants of Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, BTI, The Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive.
And happy Monday to you, and welcome into Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you. We'll be joined by head football coach Chris Brown of the Fort Hays State Tigers. They won their 6th in a row Saturday, knocking off the Nebraska Kearney Lopers 37-31 in a back-and-forth slugfest at Lewis Field. Tigers now gearing up to hit the road as they take on the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University. That'll be coming up this Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock in Jefferson City. We are at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, 1501 East 27th in Hays, where they have about everything you might need. Appliances, electronics, the big TVs, kitchen and home appliances. Of course, your Traeger grill headquarters, all the grills, all the supplies, all the rubs, all the spices, and all of the wood pellets you could ever need are right here at Horizon Appliance and Electronics. And we certainly appreciate them hosting the program this season. And we bring in now the head coach of the Fort Hays State Tigers, Chris Brown. Congratulations, 37-31 victory. Your team on a 6-game win streak to move to 6-2. You said after the game, kind of did what you had to do to win. I thought a very workmanlike effort on Saturday to get the win over the Lopers.
Yeah, it was a tough one. They've improved tremendously, especially over the last few years. Coach Lynn's done an excellent job with those guys and getting them to play hard, and he's got some talented kids as well. And tell you what, that number 10, number 2, and number 9, I mean, those 3 kids there are very, very talented. I'm glad 10 and 9 are gone, but we still got to deal with 2 for the next 3 years. But good group. They play hard on defense. They do things well on offense. And, it was a hard-fought game, and I'm just glad we came out on top.
You had 514 yards of offense, which was a season high, and Chance threw for 435, a career high for him. Offensively, you're able to do some things against a pretty good defense. They've been pretty solid all year, one of the best in the conference. I guess other than the run game, offensively, you were able to put some points on and move the football against these guys.
Yeah, running-wise, they did a good job up front of really, closing down the gaps, linebackers filling them, and then their safeties did a great job of pursuing to the run as well and really holding us, to a minimum in our run game. But, passing game-wise, Chance did a good job. Our receivers did a good job running the routes we asked them. Through the weeks we always plan on, do game planning and on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and try to figure out what works and what's going to work. And it's cool to see sometimes when those things really truly work when you sit there and you game plan and everything works out for you. But, they're good defensively. They really are, and I think they're just as good as on offense as well.
When you're doing your game planning like that, I would imagine it's not wholesale changes, but how much do you tweak and how much new things do you add each and every week depending on the opponent and what you feel is going to work?
Yeah, for the most part, it's usually the same plays, just kind of, formation-wise how we're going to do it and how we're going to try to attack them and who we really want to attack. We got multiple plays in our playbook, and sometimes just going back, back a few games or trying to get something in for the next game as well that we're preparing for, and just trying to see how it works and things like that. But sometimes it changes quite a bit. Sometimes it doesn't hardly change at all. But most times it's just window dressing, changing formations and things like that.
One thing you did pretty well, you scored touchdowns, and I know we've talked a lot on this show about Dante Brown, and he's now the all-time field goal leader in Fort Hays State history. He hasn't kicked as many lately. You've been doing a better job. Last 2 games, 10 trips in the red zone, 8 touchdowns after that Emporia game in which you failed to get, I think, any inside the red zone, but doing a better job of getting 6 and 7 instead of settling for 3 here lately.
Yeah, we are. It's something that's been an emphasis for us as well. We want to get touchdowns in the red zone, and our kids are really focused in during practice and making the plays they need to make. And we don't fumble that ball in Pittsburgh. There's another score for us too. And then Dante's kicks. He made me a little nervous this week. He does a great job, but he banged one off the upright and missed one of the extra points. And I was like, "You all right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." I just don't know what's going on. I was like, "You keep giving me a heart attack." And I quit doing that. So. But, we got to get it in the red zone. We got to score touchdowns, and, our kids have been doing that the last 2 weeks, and hopefully we can continue doing that, from here on out.
Defensively, maybe it didn't feel like it. They scored 31 points. You held them to 287 yards, which is below what they do on the ground per game. They're one of the top rushing team in the conference, I think top 5 nationally. And, yeah, they got a lot of yards, but they didn't get as many as they normally do. And other than a few big plays here and there, did a pretty decent job against that offense, which obviously is a very big challenging thing to go up against.
It is. They do a good job with all the things that do the play actions and just the option play as well, where you got to defend all three, the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch. They make it hard on you. And I thought for the most part our defense did decently well, just a few times here and there. Just in it's third down, ready for the draw, and they go get a first down, and that could have got us the ball back and ended up scoring off those drives and things like that, or just the guy missing a tackle or not doing his assignment. Sometimes it's just a guy not playing hard. And we got to get rid of those guys out playing hard for us right now. They got to start stepping it up and doing the things we ask them to do, and quit doing their own thing. I think that's some of the problem, especially when you get this late in the game. Our guys should know their assignments, know exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and get lined up and do your job.
Time of possession, we talked about it going in, the importance there. They led the conference and were top 5 nationally in time of possession, had the ball for almost 42 minutes when they knocked off Northwest Missouri State the week before. But you're within a couple of minutes, and I thought that was a key. Even drives you didn't score offensively. You didn't have a lot of 3-and-outs. You're able to move the ball and keep that time up. It didn't give them a chance to just have these long 7-8-minute time-consuming drives and put you guys in a tough spot because you didn't get the ball very much.
It does, and we talked about it all week. Every possession was going to be important for us, whether we score touchdowns or just trying to keep our defense off the field as well, because they're explosive. They're going to put some points on the board, and every chance we had, every time we had the ball, we had to find a way to get in the end zone, kick a field goal, whatever it might be. And for the most part, I think we did that. I think we only put it maybe twice in the game, maybe three times at the most, but. Our guys did the things they needed to do to score touchdowns and keep the ball out of their hands, and hopefully we can continue to do that. I thought the last few weeks offensively, we played really well.
Yeah, Benjamin Dunn only had 2 punts in the game on Saturday. That was obviously a good stab when your punter doesn't get mentioned a whole lot on the game. Tigers get the win, 37-31. We'll talk more about the victory over the Lopers. We'll, of course, preview the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University back in the MIAA playing football. That'll be this Saturday's game in Jefferson City. We are at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, your home for Tiger Talk. They've got home and kitchen appliances, the KitchenAid, a full line of the KitchenAid mixers, which are so popular, maybe a Christmas gift for someone on your list. Stop on by, check those out. Of course, the refrigerators, the appliances. We're in the appliance section around all the stoves and the refrigerators, the microwave ovens. And, of course, you won't find a better selection of Traeger grills, as well as all the accessories that go with the grill, the wood pellets, the rubs, the spices, and all the other items you might need. All from Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th in Hayes. We will take our first break. We've got more right after this on Tiger Talk along the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wertenberger Construction.
I'm Patty Stoll, Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. We want your dreams to become a reality. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty prides itself in putting you first.
Hazel will come in motion as a wide receiver here on the near side. They play action. Fuller rolls left. He's got a man open. Manny Ramsey at the 40, to the 30, up the Loper sideline 20, and pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Armani Webster. but all the way down. They're going to save the 16-yard line, a 32-yard completion to Manny Ramsey. Tigers' second play of over 30 here in the first half. Yeah, that was the first play of the second quarter. Set up a 33-yard Dante Brown field goal at the time, gave the Tigers a 16-7 lead early in the second quarter. Welcome back to Tiger Talk at Horizon Appliance and Mattress. We'll find the lowest prices on kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, and of course all of the mattresses you might need back in the mattress section. They're located at 1501 East 27th in Hayes. Check them out. It's Horizon Appliance and Mattress. Yeah, that was a big catch there by Manny to get you started in that second quarter. He had a huge game for you guys, and that was a big time play there to set up a field goal that, as you mentioned, went off the upright. But your guys are kind of trading blow for blow early, then blow for blow late. But that was a big play. You had a lot of them on Saturday. It
was huge. He's played a big part of our offense the last few weeks, and you look at our receiving core. I mean, these last few games have done a great job of Chance did a good job of spreading it around, hitting the right guys. I mean, Harley had a good game. Lane had a good game. Manny had a good game. I mean, there's a lot of guys in there that made some things happen in this game for us and did things we needed them to do. And, and they're working hard, and they're doing a good job of blocking on the edge as well, which is what we need out of our receiving core as well. So I'm proud of those guys. And, Chance had a great game too. So his stats show how well he did in that game.
Yeah, Manny, 6 catches, 169 yards, and a touchdown. Career high for both receptions, career high for yards. He showed his speed, but also that ability to go up and make the difficult catch. He had a few of those and some big catches in key situations, and we kind of saw a glimpse of it a year ago, especially as the season went along. He became a bigger part of the offense and has really stepped it up this year. And you get your 3 guys going the way they are right now. I mean, it's tough to defend for a defense because they're playing at such a high level.
Yeah, they are. All 3 of them are, and even Dandre Reed's, you can add him to that mix, and Andrew J. I mean, all those different guys that are kind of fitting in there for us and doing some things for us too. So. They're all hitting on the same cylinders, and things are working out real well for us right now. Hopefully we can keep that oil going through them and that machine running and keep rolling through these next few weeks.
Well, you started well again on Saturday. In fact, it started with the coin toss. You win the coin toss to first. And I saw you working with the coin toss kid, Easton Moore, before the game, kind of working it out, and obviously shows the quality and the level of coaching you are, because he took what you showed him before the game on the sideline and got that coin flipped the right way for you to win it.
Yeah, Easton, he did it. We talked about those things. Just a good kid. I love seeing those kids go out there. It's fun talking to them and just – the support they bring, and they love our players as well. I mean, we got to give back to those young men and women that support us so much and love being part of this Tiger family. So it's, you got to give back. But, he won that toss for us. He did it right.
You did a good. I mean, so Craig Helsler, the lead referee, working with the coin flip before to make sure he got it. And it's always fun to see those youngsters go out there and work with do that section before the game. And we're seeing more schools. And I know you also had a special moment on Friday, a TMP Marion student who's been battling cancer. We got good news, in remission right now, but. Became kind of close to one of your players, and you kind of had a little special thing for her on Friday.
Yeah, we did. Sophia, she's a wonderful girl. I mean, she's battling a lot, and I mean, she's strong. She really, truly is strong. And just talking to our players, I was like, man, look at the strength that she has, and all the stuff she's going through, and still having her faith in God and believing and trusting, and things are working out for her, and just a great family as well. They all support one another, and it's just us just getting a little bit back. That's it, just for something. That is so big and it's happened so much, so many different young men and women that it's sad, but to see her fight and battle and go in remission now is awesome, and it's cool to see.
Well, and then you realize too, I mean, obviously you guys are out there playing football, but you do have people do look up to these guys, and I think they know that. We see that on the autograph day when all the kids come and get the autograph signed, and the coin toss and different things like that. And a lot of things that go unseen and unnoticed, and you don't necessarily want them to be seen and noticed. But folks look up to these players, and they do a good job of recognizing that and giving back where they can. And it's always a neat thing. It's bigger than football sometimes.
It is. We got some really good kids, and that's the first thing we teach is character. Make sure you do things the right way. Be respectful. Care about others and love others, and be there and be a supportive. Anybody you can just support them and be there for them. And our kids do that for the most part, and we try to get them involved in the community as much as possible. But during football season, it's pretty tough. But other than that, if people need us, we're going to be there for them. And I tell them don't hesitate to call whenever you need something, and we're going to be in your corner.
Well, you got off to a good start. You got that coin flip, and you got a 3-and-out defensively. In fact, 3-and-out, I think, in 3 of their first 4 possessions. The defense started really good in this game, and then you're able to score a touchdown on your first drive, and that's now 7 out of the 8 games you've scored on the opening possession that you've had, and touchdowns in 5 of those, and now 33-3 when you score first since 2015. So I know it's early, a lot of football left, but obviously it has mattered. The fact you get off to pretty good starts, it kind of sets the tone for your guys, and you did that again on Saturday.
Yeah, it does. And we always talk about setting the tone early, and it starts whether it's on kickoff return, defense is out there first. It doesn't matter who's out there. Whoever starts the game needs to set the tone for this game and make sure that we're on the successful side of that end. And, our kids have done that so far, and they work hard every single day, and they do the things we ask them to do. But those points, they do matter, especially in these type of games like we played, this week, tough, hard-nosed, and guys trying to get after it on both sides of the ball. But, you got to get those points somehow, and you got to get some stops somehow. And, we did that those first 2 drives.
How much, when you go into a game, is scripted at the beginning, and then where do you start taking what you've seen from those scripted plays and I say improvise, but maybe veer off or just kind of go as the game flows for what your play calling is?
You always have your top 10. He's always trying to get as many formations out there as possible and see how they're adjusting to it. But, anytime it's third down, you got to find a way to get that third down and figure out what works. And, Coach Brown, he'll get off it just a little bit to get that first down, and then he'll come right back to it to see what they're doing. So he does a great job, and, I just let them do their thing. That's why I hired those guys, to do their job, and I trust them, and I know they're going to make the right calls and do the right things to get our kids to win.
Do you go in much and maybe give a suggestion or maybe a specific third down, something you want to run, or do you pretty much give them full reign?
I give them full reign. They watch more film than I do because I watch offense, defense, special teams, and, the coordinator's just watching their side of the ball and making sure their kids are ready. So, those guys are prepared, and, I trust in what they're doing. I call timeout, say whether we're going for it or not. We finally went for it on 4th and 1, which doesn't usually happen with me. Whether we're going to punt, whether we're going to kick a field goal, that's about all I do on game day. But, I hired those guys for a reason. They're great coaches. They know exactly what they're doing. They're prepared week in and week out, and you got to give them free rein to do what they want to do.
Well, you got the 3-and-out score. They come back and score. You answer, and a couple of big catches setting up your second touchdown. Harley Hazlett and Lane Beverly on 20-yarders, and Hazlett on a third down. He had a couple big physical catches with guys draped all over him. It became pretty apparent, at least it seemed like, the Lopers were keying on Harley. They were not going to let him beat them or have a huge day. He still had a good day, but he had to make some really difficult catches and just comes through every time out.
He does. He's hard runner, physical runner. Can go get the ball. He's tough to defend, and teams are always watching him and knows exactly where he's at. But he still gets his touches and he still makes his plays. So. But, he had a great game. And that's the only thing it didn't look like he didn't get that touchdown that he usually gets, But, he did his part to help us win that game. And, he's not a selfish kid. He just wants to help his team win, and that's exactly what he did.
I didn't get him any touchdowns, but he set up several of them on the day on Saturdays. The Tigers beat the Lopers 37-31. We'll take another break. We are at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, where you'll find the lowest prices on kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, and, of course, mattresses. They've got a lot of them. They're at 1501 East 27th in Hayes. Open 7 days a week, Horizon Appliance and Mattress. We will take another break. Be back after this on the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wertenberger Construction.
Ready to discover something new? The next time you're in your car, tune your radio to 94.3 FM.
It's here.
It's Hayes' greatest hits.
Love it.
On 1400 KAYS and 94.3 FM.
94.3 FM, KAYS. Go ahead, check us out.
Ramsey, the wide receiver, right. Wendelberger and Beverly to the left. Hazlett lines up in the right slot, now goes in motion to the left side. Tig to the running back, to the left of Fuller. Play action, chance to throw across the middle, caught by Hazlett. He's got a first down, bounces off a Loper, up the sideline, inside the 10, and out of bounds at the 7-yard line. They're going to say his foot hit at the 9, 24 yards on the completion, and run by Harley Hazlett. First and goal, Tigers once again inside the Farm Implement and Supply red zone. Yeah, it was one of those hard, difficult catches by Harley. He had a lot of them. He didn't score, but he set up a touchdown for Fort Hays State as they win the game Saturday, 37-31. Welcome back into Tiger Talk. We're at Horizon Appliance and Mattress at 1501 East 27th in Hays as Fort Hays State does a good job to get the win. And Kearney got a couple of scores in that first half, and they were set up after good kick return. That's one thing. You've been pretty good on special teams, but I guess one was on a good kick return. The other, they pinned you, and then you had to punt it on a 3-and-out. When you made them drive the length of the field, and they had a couple of long drives, obviously a lot more success, but when they got the ball out near midfield, they were pretty difficult to stop.
They are. You give that team a short field, they're going to make some things happen, and it's hard with that offense to really go, 98 yards, 95 yards, whatever it might be, 80 yards even. But when you give them short fields, just a lot of momentum for the offensive side of the ball, and they did the things they needed to do to score in those possessions, and they made it tough on us. That was a back and forth game, but it was a great battle. But they are tough to stop, especially when we got those 3 guys in the backfield and the play action off of us that got us once as well. So just gotta clean those things up and be better tacklers, and we gotta get more pressure and dominate the line of scrimmage a little bit more.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it last week, the differences of what you saw in Pittsburgh State and the way they run their option attack and the way Kearney does. They're in the shotgun, a lot of more zone read, and just with the blocking up front, but still difficult to stop, and unless you practice against it every day, it is a challenge. And as you said, you had success at times. Other times they're able to pop a few big plays on you, but it's unique and it's challenging. And then you have a quarterback like Davis who is so elusive, and can see why they're excited about him, and throws a pretty decent ball. They don't ask him to do it much, but when he does, he's pretty effective.
Yeah, he is, especially with that play action stuff. He does an excellent job of acting like he's actually truly running the option and just stopping and setting up, and guys are going by. Safeties are biting down hard to go get to the pitch or the quarterback, and guy runs right by him, and he finds him and gets the ball on him. He's a tremendous athlete. I mean, we've got 3 years. He's going to be a handful for these next 3 years, and but he does. I mean, he's elusive. I mean, there's a couple of those 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 11s where it's just a quarterback draw, and he makes things happen and gets the first down as well. So, again, you just can't play base. As a defense, you got to do some different things to him, and sometimes it's just a guy not doing his job or not going hard and fitting where they need to fit, or just missing the tackle completely. So, we got to get better on that end.
You had the lead. You heard the pass play that set up a score. And we said earlier, 3-and-outs on 3 of the first 4 possessions. Then they go 11 plays, 44 yards after that kickoff return. Got a field goal, made it 23-10. It just felt like from that point on, it kind of had you off balance. You had a 23-7 lead, and even though you hold them to a field goal, I think you go 3-and-out, and they're able to hang around, and you didn't score before halftime, and then it was a dogfight. It just felt like it gave them a little more confidence after you had really kind of corralled them in the first portion of that game.
Yeah, it is, and that's a team you can't give confidence to, and that's just, when you watch all their games, I mean, they're in every single game. Even the ones they lost, they were in and had chances to win those games, and there's some games that they were behind, and they hung around, ended up winning those ball games. So they're a tough team, and they're only going to get tougher as these years go on.
Last week against Pitt, you gave up that field goal late. I know you were not happy with, kind of turned momentum. This week, it wasn't giving up a field goal late. You had a chance to possibly score, and you get it to midfield, and then I think you had a sack and then a no gain on a rush, and it kind of ended a chance to maybe for you to go back, seize that momentum in the locker room, and get that field goal before halftime.
Yeah, we needed it, and we just didn't get it done. That's something we practice every week in practice is a 2-minute drill, against our defense, mm-hmm. and making sure it's great, got good on good, and fast tempo, and getting guys to the ball, spiking it when you need to spike it, and not taking sacks and things like that. And we just didn't get it done. But it would have been great there to get some points on the board, even if it was just a field goal. But we were trying to go down and score a touchdown.
Right. Well, Tigers don't get it done. They go to the locker room, though, with the lead on Saturday. We'll talk about the second half, and it was a back-and-forth slugfest between the Tigers and the Lopers. We're at Horizon Appliance and Mattress for Tiger Talk. You'll find the lowest prices of kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, and, of course, the mattress section. They've got a lot to choose from. from. And we are in the appliance section today. The big appliances, the refrigerators, the stoves, the microwaves. And, of course, they have the washer and dryer. I mean, all the different home appliances you might need, big and small. Maybe you need a KitchenAid mixer for someone on your Christmas list. As that gets closer, you'll find it right here at Horizon Appliance and Mattress. We will take another break. More to come on Tiger Talk here on the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wertenberger Construction.
Horizon, the appliance and mattress store for you. Did you know sleep is the single most important thing you'll do today? Experts recommend replacing your mattress every 10 years. See the all-new Tempur-Pedic Breeze. It transfers heat away from your body, helping you sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Receive up to 48 months no interest and take home a $300 gift with purchase. Get the sleep you deserve. Horizon, the appliance and mattress store for you in Hayes.
They'll have Lane Bieberly by himself, one-on-one coverage to the left. Ramsey here to the right. Tigner lines up left of the quarterback. Slant pattern caught by Bieberly. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown! Fort Hays State. What a catch! And dive to the goal line by Lane Bieberly, who's put together back-to-back huge games. It's now 22-7 Tigers with 7:44 to go in the first half. Yeah, big play there by Lane in the second quarter. Back-to-back 100-yard games for him. 7 catches, 127 yards, and a touchdown. He now has 9 100-yard receiving games in his career, one away from tying the school's all-time record held by the great Lance Schwint. And he just seems to be a different player here the last 2-3 games. I mean, he made a couple of catches on Saturday, and that one late on a scoring drive. So how he got his foot down, I still don't know at the 9-yard line, but just seemed like Lane's really elevated his game here the last few weeks.
He really has. You know, he's back. You know, we've been waiting for that kid all year, and, you know, finally against Pitt State, he really showed. He came out, and, you know, this week again, he came out and did a great job for us, too, and made some nice plays. And, you know, it's just getting that confidence back in him. And, you know, I think he's got it back now. He's made some great things happen, and he's really going up and getting the ball now and attacking the ball. You know, earlier in the season, I thought he was just kind of waiting for it to hit his hands, but now he's actually going to attack it and making things happen. And, you know, we've been waiting on it, and he's back. And when he's on, he's pretty darn good.
Well, we heard his big touchdown catch and simple inside slant, but it wasn't as easy as, Chance zipped that ball in. He had a guy right on his back. He was able to hold on to it and then kind of dive at the end to get into the end zone to avoid being brought down at the 1 or 2.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. You know, we knew exactly what they're going to do. Probably, you know, man up down there, and we tried to get that linebacker out of that little hole area. So we had a little play action with it to pull him in, and you know, the guy was all over him. And Chance, he threw that ball pretty hard in, and it's hard to catch it with the guy hanging on you, then getting into the end zone. But he did it. You know, and that's what we've been looking for all year. And you know, he's starting to be that guy for us.
Well, it was a tight game, 23-17. Dante, you mentioned he kind of had a shaky day. He had the one field goal go off the upright. He missed an extra point. Looked like he just mishit it and it went wide. Did you ever consider going for 2 on any of your scores when they got it to 6 just to get that margin back up to the full 7?
There was. But then if you don't get it, now you give them a lot of momentum. And that was the one thing in the back of my mind. Like, we did not want to give them that momentum back. And, just get the extra point and just keep rolling, try to match their scores as the game goes on. You know, they score, we got to score. If they score, we got to score again. So, we did that for the most part, through that game. And but it did cross my mind. But I did. Just in that time, I was like, man, if we don't get it, they're going to have a lot of momentum. They're going to be pretty fired up, and, we can't give them that much momentum.
It seems like if you start chasing points too early in a game, then you're chasing them the rest of the day as a wait until, okay, maybe you got one late and you can go for 2 to kind of ice it maybe. It seems like the teams that wait till later in the game to do that than earlier in the game, just for whatever reason, seems to benefit better.
Yeah, it does. If we get it, great. It really helps out and keeps that point fresh a little bit where we want it. But where we were at in that time, I was like, there's just no way, because I did not want to give up the momentum that we had and deflate us at all.
But you don't get it, and all of a sudden a touchdown, and you're behind because it's a 5-point game, and obviously that's not good. 23-17, they had scored in that fourth quarter, and maybe the play of the game, the 88-yard pass to Manny Ramsey on 3rd and 1. Not quite as dramatic, I guess, as a week ago when it was 3rd and 20 at Pittsburgh State, but obviously a big game play. Does the double move, their guy falls down, and kind of like the Pittsburgh game, the ball was in the air a while, and I think the fact he was so wide open, it's Will he catch it? And then don't trip. Because if you knew if he caught it, it was going to be a touchdown because they had nobody to go get him.
Yeah, it is basically the same play we ran down there with Beebs to score the touchdown, run a little slant. And, we ran a few slants on him all day long. And we hope we get that corner to bite. And, he bit. And Ramsey got right by him. And that ball was in the air for a while. He did bobble it. He did bobble this one, which maybe he about dropped that ball. But, he held on to it. And then, again, you're like, okay, don't trip, because those lines sometimes get you out there. And, he kept his feet and scored, and that's a huge play for us. It really, truly was.
Sometimes when you're that wide open, though, and he had to know, if I catch this, I'm gone. There's no way, because he knew the cornerback fell down, are almost more difficult than if you got a guy on you and you got to go up and make a difficult catch in traffic sometimes, because maybe you have too much to think about and too much time to think about it.
Yeah, it is, and it does. How do I use my hands? Do I use my chest? And it's still up there. Do I slow down? Do I not slow down? And he did a great job. I mean, that is a tough one to catch when you're that wide open, because there are so many different things that come into play, and there wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him, and he was that wide open, and it's huge play. We got to keep getting those huge plays.
Yeah, 30-17 at that point, and probably the biggest disappointment came on the next series when the Lopers get two big plays, a 40-yard run by their quarterback, T.J. Davis, on 3rd and 14 to keep the drive, and then on the first play of the fourth quarter, they come right back and they get a 46-yard pass, got them down to the 10. They later score. Now it's 30-24, and you're right back with a back-and-forth battle. You had a chance to maybe impose your will and make it really difficult if you can get a stop there. Just could not get it done.
No, we couldn't. That was the huge possession, on their part. It's a good job by them, going down and getting some points on that next possession, because, they needed it. If we stop them there and go score again, it's going to be hard for that offense to come back. But, again, it's just guys missing tackles and not making the play, and then, they run a little play action, and safety bites up and misses his guys, and he's wide open, and you give up two big plays. You give them a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence, and they go in and score.
You had to like your answer, though. 12 plays, 73 yards, 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Tigner's 3-yard run, his third touchdown of the day, capped the drive to put you up 37-24. And that's the possession which Lane made that remarkable catch over on the UNK sideline, which they didn't argue too much. I mean, you saw they had the best view in the house other than the official. You didn't see too much argument coming from them, so they must have obviously seen he got the foot down. It was hard for us to tell on our side of the field, but a very big answer with a 12-play scoring drive that took some time off the clock.
It was. We needed to take some time off because, our defense was getting tired, and, they ran a lot of plays, and, they kind of wore you down with that offense, and it was a huge play for us. I mean, that was a tough catch. I mean, that was a real tough catch.
It's as good as he's had, maybe.
Yeah, and it's something that we worked, in practice as well, coming off that, down safeties, backside, and getting that corner out there with number one, and just depending on where the corner went. The corner chases the number one. We're going to throw it to Beebs on the wheel route, and, Chance put it where we needed to put it, and Beebs caught it, and that's a huge play for us and scoring later on. I mean, that really helped solidify. Then what I like the most is just how we ended the game. We're able to end the game with the ball in our hands, and taking some victory knees, and that's the best way to end them.
Yeah, they came back and scored a 75-yard, 11-play drive with 4:05 left, but then you didn't give him another chance. Manny had a big third down catch on 3rd and 9. He just got to 10, and then Harley, difficult catch, carrying the pile, and then once he got that first down, they were out of timeouts and couldn't stop the clock.
Yeah, I mean, those are huge possessions. That's the biggest possession we had, in that game, was getting those first downs, and we needed to do that because I don't know if we've ever done that since I've been here. We stressed it, being in a 4-minute situation, going out and win the game with our offense, and we did that in that drive, and it was good to see our kids, the way they responded on third downs and making the plays they needed to make to get first downs and keep the ball in our hands.
We talked a lot about Kearney's defense, and they try to keep everything in front of you. Were you surprised how many big plays you got? I mean, you had your fair share of plays over 20 and plays over 30 yards in this game.
I think a lot of it dealt with just our run game in the past few weeks. They had to stop the run somehow, and we're able to get some play action stuff on them, get those safeties to bite up and get in behind them. But I was surprised because usually they're pretty sound on what they do, and they're slow to the run. But then when they see it's actual run, they get there pretty quick. But I thought they bit pretty hard, on our run game and gave us opportunities. And our guys found the open spots too, and Chance saw the guys that were open and made the right call and made the right throws. So I don't know, it's one way or another, but they're a good defense still, and I'm glad we got some of those big plays on them.
No, the Tigers do, and they get the win, 37-31. They're 6 straight. They're now 6-2, and heading to Jefferson City to face the Lincoln Blue Tigers coming up on Saturday. We will take a break and preview this week's game. When we return, we're at Horizon Appliance and Mattress, your home for Tiger Talk, and our final segment coming up after the break on the Tiger Sports Network, built by Paul Wertenberger Construction. It's the A Street Liquor Top Tailgate Contest on HaysPost.com. Show your Tiger Tailgate crew flashing the A Street Liquor Tailgate Cup, and you could win. Don't have a cup? Then get to 8th Street Liquor to get your tailgating supplies and get a cup for free. Okay, so you have the cup. Get to the game. Grab your crew, snap a picture, and enter on HaysPost.com. The picture with the most votes wins a prize from A Street Liquor. It's the Top Tailgate Contest on HaysPost.com by A Street Liquor, where the good times and tailgating start.
That was another legend on 99 KZ Country. And yes, before that, we had a brand new artist. Your home for today's stars and the legends. We play real country. I'm Teresa Trapp. Weather, news, sports, it's all here. We're on Facebook, and there is a listen live link at HaysPost.com. Dial us in on your radio at 99.5 FM. KHAZ, real country. 99 KZ Country.
Hickman, the running back. He'll line up to the right of Fuller. Chance to throw. Looks. He's going to go deep. He's got a man open. It's Manny Ramsey. He's going to score. He's at the 50. It's up the 4 numbers, 30 to the 20. He could just jog it in. Touchdown, Fort Hays State. On 3rd and 1. The Tigers go for 88 yards. And they lead 29-17. Yeah, that was a big play in the ball game in that fourth quarter as the Tigers grab the lead, and they are able to hold on and win it. Big play from Chance to Manny Ramsey, and Fort Hays State gets the win. And now an interesting game this Saturday as they travel to Jefferson City to take on Lincoln. And obviously you've come through a difficult stretch, and you've had your backs against the wall, all of those proverbial cliches, and so far they've answered the call. And this becomes a challenging game. We kind of saw it last year this time in Kearney, where you was sandwiched in between some difficult games, and it went to double overtime. Obviously a big one looming with Northwest Missouri State in a couple of weeks. But you have a Lincoln team on the road this Saturday. If there's ever been a danger game, a red flag game, a trap game, whatever type of game you want to call it, this would certainly qualify this week.
Yeah, this is it. You know, we can't go to sleep and take a breath and not prepare. You know, we still got to do the same things we've been doing the last, 8 weeks, and we got to find a way to win this ball game as well, and figure out how to attack them offensively and defensively how to stop them, and do well on our special teams too. So, we got to keep working. You got to stay to the grind, and we still got to get better at a lot of different things. Offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And if we take a deep break this week, they're going to get us because they're a good football team, and they're trying to fit back into this conference and figure things out. And they got some very good players. We got UCLA, their skill guys. They're very talented. On both sides of the ball. They're big up front, and we can't go to sleep because they're going to give it everything they got to beat us in this game.
Yeah, you look at them a little bit. I mean, they gave Washburn all they wanted early and kind of let it slip away in the second half, mainly because they turned the ball over. But they hang with teams for a while. They just don't seem to have quite enough to finish games out, but you get them on their home field, and obviously they're looking to end the season with another win. They're 1-7 right now, but they do have some decent players. They do have a team that competes in battles. They just don't seem to have enough weapons right now to win some of those games. But if you kind of go into it, as you said, not focused, not doing the things you have to do, and you give a team like that an opportunity, you can be in for more than you bargained for.
Yeah, we will. And, when we watch, I've been watching them the last few days. Starting, Saturday night after the game, I'm going to watch the film already. And, they play hard, and they play physical. They'll hit you in the mouth, and, they play hard on both sides of the ball. And, they just want to get after you and win a ball game. And, they're going to come in here and compete. And, like you said, they just maybe don't have the depth right now or enough guys up front on the D-line or the O-line to really, give some guys some breaks. But, they are a good football team.
Their running back, Franklin, leads the conference, averaging 131 yards per game. He's as good as there is in the MIAA.
He's tough, and he's not real big, but he's strong, and he runs hard, and he's downhill, and he'll make you miss as well. And then when he gets out in the open, he's got a chance to break it. So we got to find a way to corral him. The quarterback's very talented as well, big, tall, long kid, and can make some good throws, and they got some good receivers as well. So, we got to keep everything in front, not give up the big play, and make him earn everything that he can on the ground.
With your team, I mean, what do you say to them? Obviously, they're not dumb. They follow things. They know Lincoln's situation. What do you do as a coach to keep them focused and not looking ahead? And I guess you'd hope they'd have enough discipline and have been through this long enough that they understand how this thing works in the MIAA.
Yeah, you would hope so. I mean, this is a busy week, with Halloween and all that stuff coming up as well, and hoping they stay focused and do things they need to do to win this ball game. But really going back and looking at all of the mistakes that they've made, in the previous games, we got to correct those things. If we don't start correcting those things, we're going to get beat. And it's focusing on those little things that can make us a better football team, and also get a game plan for Lincoln as well. And we got to get better because we're nowhere near where we need to be right now.
It's a unique environment, and for your guys, no one's been there. I mean, this will be a new experience for them. It's been a while. I think, 2013 last time Fort Hays State played there, but there's no seats behind you. Everything's on the home side. It's an interesting game day environment with the Blue Tigers. This will be you don't normally get that in a conference game where there's a lot of unknowns, and that can sometimes be a challenge because football is a repetitive sport. I mean, you practice your schedule, you practice the things you practice on a pretty regimented routine week in and week out, and even when you travel, when you're at home and where you go, you've at least the surroundings are familiar, where you stay, what you do, where you eat, all those things, and that's new for this one. So it's almost like a non-conference trip, a little bit different this late in the year to have that type of a situation for your guys.
Yeah, it is going to be a little different, because we're going to stay in Columbia, Missouri, and then drive down the next day, to this game as well. We'll have to do that again in 2 weeks when we go to Northeastern as well, stay in Tulsa, and then drive down the next morning. So just trying to keep that same routine as much as possible, with our practices. We're going to do just like we did for the Pitt game, get up early that morning on Friday and practice, and then travel down. And, we stayed in Joplin when we played at Pitt, so we still got that little 30-minute drive. So our kids are kind of used to that. But the hotel will be different. I don't know if we've ever stayed where we're staying right now. And Coach McCray will let me know when we get there if where we're all at. But it'll be interesting. But just try to stay to our routine as much as possible. Have to keep it pretty quiet at practice just because, we usually have music and those things playing. But with this game, there's nobody on our sideline. It's kind of like playing at Truman as well. It's got the same environment where there's no stands behind you, nobody screaming at you. So you got to have your own excitement, your own enthusiasm. So we're going to do that this week and get them ready.
I guess in one way, it might be easier for them to get the signs and get the calls that you guys are trying to yell in from your side with no one back behind there yelling.
Yeah, it is. And then just adjustments too. During the game, there won't be anybody there. You don't have to worry about somebody in the press box looking down and trying to steal your play. So you can really lock in with your players, talk to your players, and make sure you get them on the same page and really coach them up and get them better this week.
Well, it'll certainly be an interesting game, and as we talk about, as you keep winning, it becomes the next important game. And I know while fans may look at it and 1-7 team against a 6-2 team have this one as a foregone conclusion, certainly not in the MIAA. We've seen it too often. We've seen it too many times, especially if you're the road team. If you don't bring it, you don't come ready to play and do what you have to do, teams are too good in this league to overlook them.
They are. Just because, they've won one game doesn't mean anything. I mean, every team in this conference can win on any given day, and we got to come prepared. We got to come ready to play and play a hard-nosed, tough-fought, hard-fought game as well. And they're going to get after us. They're going to play hard. They're going to play physical. They're going to play aggressive. And we just got to prepare ourselves and get ready for a hard-fought game and hopefully come out on top.
All right, sounds good. We'll have a good week of practice. The weather, obviously, this week is not going to be great. Do you utilize the indoor more? Do you practice in the elements because it may be what you play in on Saturdays?
It might be cold Saturday, so we're going to be in. Just got to bundle up. Players can't bundle up, but coaches sure can. So it's going to be a chilly one, but we'll get through it.
All right. Well, when I come out, I may watch from the press box. Don't hold it against me.
No, I won't.
All right. Fort Hays State at Lincoln coming up on Saturday afternoon in Jefferson City, Dwight T. Reed Stadium. That's going to wrap up the program. Of course, a reminder, you can watch it online at HaysPost.com. Just hover over the Eagle TV icon on the top left corner and click on Tiger Talk. Of course, it's on Eagle Cable Channel 614 and 14 on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. And, of course, anytime, HaysPost.com. Tiger Talk brought to you by these premier Tiger sponsors, the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, part of the University of Kansas Health System, by the Taco Shop, Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, the Golden Bell Bank of Hayes and Ellis, BTI, as well as G&L Tire and Automotive, and of course, by Horizon Appliance and Mattress, where you'll find the lowest prices on kitchen and laundry appliances, Traeger grills, and, of course, the large mattress selection. They're at 1501 East 27th in Hayes. We'll be on the air at noon Saturday, 1 o'clock kick from Dwight T. Reed Stadium in Jefferson City, Ford A State in Lincoln. We hope you can join us right here on the Tiger Sports Network. That'll wrap it up for Tiger Talk. We'll talk to you again next Monday.